Buat balik.
Okay.
Ya, aku buat balik lah.
Good morning to all, good afternoon to all the candidates. So today I got a situations about the Nature Society of my university is organizing a nature week. So as a member of the society, I decided to organize a tree planting activity. So my first reason is because nowadays phenomena of deforestation are getting serious in this world. So as we had to use the wood for our daily needs, for example, we need paper, we need tissues and furnitures, and because the effect of the deforestation uh, is our global warming and destroy the habitats of wildlife. So my second point is we need to I suggest to organize a tree planting activity because tree also provide oxygen to organism. As the tree is an autotroph that do the photosynthesis to produce oxygen to us. So from here we can prevent the global warming because oxygen is the one of the important structure of ozone layer that prevent the ultraviolet to go through the atmosphere. And my last point is by tree planting activity we can beautify the university because it creates green landscape and more peaceful conducive learning environment. And as a student, we will go to the class excitedly. For example, we can enjoy the scenery when we go to the class by bicycles or bus. So I think that's all from me. How about you, Kiran?
Okay, thank you Shafiqah for giving your opinion about our planning for the Nature Week. I think your points have its strength, but personally, I disagree because I think that planting trees would be a bit boring and not suitable for this time because as we know, our college has already done this activity before in the orientation week, like the planting trees at the White House. So for me, planting trees are not relevant anymore for this nature week, because people will say that we have no idea to improve our activities for the week. So for me, why not we try organize a trip to the national park, because there, of course, when we are going to talk about national park, people will know about the national park in Pahang, and of course, our students, as we ourselves will feel that we are going to be excited and we are going to imagine things that we are going to do and have fun at the national park when we are going to learn about the nature. So of course, there we are going to see the wildlife creatures, for example, like the monkeys, tapir, and elephant. And for the exotic plants, like we have got Rafflesia and flytrap venom. And of course, there we are going to be handled by professional rangers and manager from the wild Malaysians department, and we can gain the knowledge about our Malaysian rainforest, about how many years we are going to have new animals, spot, and so on. So since it's a nature weeks, of course, when we organize a trip to the national park, a student feels very near to the nature, as students will go deep inside the Malaysian rainforest to explore the new things about the nature, and not only depends on the nature surrounding around us, like in our college and university. So for me, the best activity for this nature week, I think we should organize a trip to the national park. As national park, we have a lot of interesting activities that we could prevent the students from get boring, and of course we can put the love from to for the nature inside our students. Okay, that's from my point of view. So how about you guys?
Thank you for your point, Kiran. I agree with you that Diane's point about tree planting is a bit boring. However, I have to disagree with your point about the trip to national park. I think the trip to a national park is too short and not very engaging for students. A much better idea would be my idea, which is a camping trip to a forest reserve. A camping trip is much more fun and engaging for students because in a camping trip you can have a lot of activities like jungle trekking, mountain hiking, or even swimming in the river. These fun activities will attract students and will encourage more students to participate in the activity compared to tree planting or trip to national park. During the camping trip, students can learn a lot about the flora and fauna in the forest reserve. For example, the city people in KL can visit the KL Forest Eco Park or the Bukit Lagong Forest Reserve. In this park, there are many animals such as monkeys, wild boars, and then the trees such as the agarwood trees, the maranti trees, and so on. Students can, when they visit the forest reserve during camping trips, students can appreciate the beauty of nature and understand how the animals and the plants coexist with one another and live together harmoniously. They will also understand why, as humans, we need to do our part to protect and conserve the environment. At the same time, during the camping trip, they can pick up many living skills such as learning to pitch a tent, start a campfire, and cook their own food. So, to get the most encouragement and involvement from students for during this nature week, I think my point, which is organizing a camping trip to forest reserve, is the best point. What do you think?
I'm sorry, but I think I disagree with most of you because I think my
Why?
point is the best. I
Oh,
do.
all right.
Because trees provide oxygen to us. So without trees, without oxygen. So without tree means we have no oxygen. So without oxygen, all of us will die. Not just humans, but the wildlife will die. And like you say, you want to visit the nature park and the forest, the reserve forest. I think it will cost it has a high cost. So the student can some of the student can afford to go to the trips and it won't be fun because some of them can't go to the trip.
But how do you want to make sure that all of the students would participate for this activity? And I think your points about planting trees because there's no much oxygen. So how we live in this whole time? So for me, your point is not a bit relevant because actually is we have already enough trees at our environment for this time. So I think we shouldn't plant more trees. Of course, we need to do that in the future, but for now, why not we let the yearly plants for their grow out? And I think I agree with Kavi's point because and I change my mind because it's true that we are going to feel near about the nature when we are going to learn about it from 3 and 2 days, for example. Because national parks, my idea about national park is going to be a bit tricky and a bit cost because we are going to far away in the Pahang state. And of course about Kavi's point, we are going to reserve forest. So we can go to the nearest forest like we are going to the Sisfet maybe, or we can go to the Hulu Slangos reserve forest.
Thank you for agreeing with my point, Kiran.
So I think Kavi has a good point.
Thank you, Kiran. Yes, and I agree, Dan. While your points are very interesting and important, the main objective of Nature Week is to encourage students to participate in nature and raise awareness about the importance of preserving nature. So, to encourage more students, we need to plan something that's fun, something that a lot of students will come and enjoy themselves. So, that's why I think my point, which is a camping trip to Forest Reserve, is the best one. And besides, university students are young, they're energetic. If we have a tree planting activity, it will be over in like 1 hour at most. But if you have a camping trip, they can really enjoy themselves for 3 to 4 days.
Maybe your points can be used for the school, primary school students, maybe. But we are in the university, so I know that people are gonna love adventurous things, right? Kavi?
Yes, thank you, Kiran. So yes, for uni students, a camping trip is the best idea. So what do you say, Dine? Do you still agree with your own point, or do you change your mind?
Uh, I think I'm gonna change my mind and I'm agree with Kavi's point. I think Kavi's point is the best.
So thank you for agreeing with my point, Dine and Kiran. So as consensus, all three of us agree that the best activity for Nature Week for university students is a camping trip to a forest reserve. Thank you.